and welcome to my channel. I am Zodiac Bandit, and today we are going to be going over if I believe that the Mighty Nine will return in Campaign 3. I already went over Vox Machina last week, so now this week I'm tackling the Mighty Nine. And last time I did it sort of alphabetically, but this time I'm going to do it alphabetically, but when a character that I believe belongs with another one, when talking about if they will show up, I will include them. So to start with, Beauregard and Yasha. I don't believe either of these two characters will or should appear in Campaign 3. Keep in mind, Campaign 3 is only 7 years later, so for the Mighty Nine, they're still much younger than Vox Machina. So theoretically, all of them could show up. However, as far as their stories, Beauregard and Yasha, they're done adventuring. Yasha finished literally with the end of Lucian. Like, that was her end of adventuring. She settled down and decided she was going to let Bo do her thing against the Cerberus Assembly and corruption in the Dwendalian Empire. That is the end for Yasha. She's just going to chill at home, let Bo do her thing, and support her until Bo is done with her thing. And then we get to Bo, and she's doing her thing with Caleb. They're trying to take down corruption, and after that, they're done. She's just going to be a pencil pusher for the Cobalt Soul. So as far as adventuring goes, I believe their adventuring will take place in that 7-year gap if Ford calls upon them to come back and get together and fight against Uk'otoa. But as far as Yasha and Beauregard coming in Campaign 3, I don't believe there's any reason for them to. They're chilling in Zadash, and that's where they should stay. And then we get to Caduceus, much like Beauregard, much like Yasha. His story ended once he used his divine intervention to bring back Mollymauk, or Kingsley. And that was the end of his story. They technically fought, his name escapes me now, the bad wizard guy from Caleb's backstory. They fought him afterwards, but that was realistically Caduceus' end. If they never had to fight him, they would have just gone their separate ways from that moment on. But Caduceus isn't an adventurer. He set out to fix his home, and he fixed it, and he's done. And he goes back out to see everybody once a year, as he put it at the end, and that's as much as he needs to do. He does not need to do anything more. Even if the Mighty Nine come back together to help Ford fight Uk'otoa, I don't think Caduceus would show up. He might. He could. They could easily just teleport to him, and that might be how he shows up for them. But as far as him going out on another big adventure, not going to happen. I don't think he is. He's a homebody. We all know this. He likes to stay at home, sip his tea, and deal with the graves at his home. So Caduceus, definitely not. Caleb, Widowgast. Much like Bo, Yasha, and Caduceus, he's pretty well done with adventuring after destroying any means of time travel that he had for himself to potentially bring his parents back and to set things right. Once he destroyed that was it. He dedicated himself to now teaching people and helping Bo take down corruption in the Cerberus Assembly and the Dwendalian Empire. So as far as Caleb goes, likelihood of him coming back, not great. Same goes with Veth. Veth retired. She's done. She's chilling with her husband and her son and Caleb, and neither of them have a reason, unless Ford or Jester or somebody asks them to come help. Outside of that, this is a group of people that don't care for defending the world. They care for helping each other. They already defended the world. It's somebody else's turn to do that. They care about helping each other, and for the most part, they won't be adventuring anymore. These 5 characters so far won't be adventuring. Veth, Caleb, Caduceus, and Yasha. And Bo. They're not adventuring anymore. They're done unless Ford or Jester calls to them. With that being said, Ford and Jester. These two are now privateers and do still adventure with the Traveler, but going between worlds if they want, and being on a pirate ship. These two could easily show up again in Campaign 3. Without a doubt. If Ford decides he's going to take the 9 Heroes ship down to Marquette to pick up a few things and they happen to run into him, totally possible. Jester would be with him, and say, out of pure coincidence, Campaign 3 turns into a let's hop into the Fey world or Fey realm situation, and they happen to be there because Jester wanted to be in the Fey realm for a little bit with the Traveler, and Ford goes with her because he's going to be with her. I think they could run into them in the Fey realm, which would be really cool. At the same time, they likely at this point, 7 years later, hopefully, have a child. And they would rather look out for the child, maybe? So whether Ford and Jester show up in Campaign 3 is, it's a little iffy for me. I'd say about 50-50 chance they do. And it's probably going to be a very minor role. It'll be like, oh, here we need a pirate ship or a ship to take us somewhere, and Ford happens to be the one to take them all on the 9 heroes. And that's probably the most we'll get out of Jester and Ford and the Traveler in Campaign 3. So next is Essek. I should have included Essek with Caleb. No, I don't think Essek will return. Essek is not a player character. Essek is a NPC, but he was a part of the Mighty Nine. He actually was the reason they became 9. So I included Essek. He's probably chilling with Caleb until Caleb passes away, and then he'll go do his own thing because he will drastically outlive Caleb, which is sad. But he'll get to go do his own thing. Probably won't get consecuted or whatever the heck it was for the dodecahedron. So yeah, Essek probably not. And then Kingsley Tea Leaf, Mollywalk Tea Leaf. I actually think there's a good chance that Kingsley shows up, especially if he's still running Darktoe, or if he ever gets to run Darktoe. I think that he as a character and Darktoe as a location could 100% show up at some point and wreak havoc on whatever the Bell's Hells are doing. And yeah, I can totally see him adding to Fern's chaos and being wild and giving them a reason to go out to sea. Because, everyone likes a good pirate story. I really love a good pirate story. So Kingsley or Mollywalk will absolutely be capable of showing up. So a few less characters than Vox Machina. I think there's only 3 characters who would show up in Campaign 3 from the Mighty Nine: Ford, Jester, and Kingsley. The ones who set off to sea. The rest retired. They're done. They're enjoying lives. They're sipping martinis from the Boer Bar on Rumblecusp. And I have no doubt Ford and Jester go there every once in a while too. So, likelihood of Mighty Nine showing up, in my opinion, is less likely than Vox Machina, especially because they aren't referencing Campaign 2 as much as they are referencing Campaign 1. So, as much as I love Campaign 2, for a lot of people, I would imagine they share the same opinion that Campaign 2 and the Mighty Nine are peak Critical Role so far. I don't think they're going to be showing up as much as I think Vox Machina members will. So, yeah, without further ado, that is this video. Next week, when I continue on with this mini series that I'm doing of potential returns, it'll be the Darrington Brigade. I was saying it right the first time, where I will talk about Terry and his return, and I will talk about all the magnificent characters that came with him. And eventually I'm going to be going over guest players, and I will be definitely talking about NPCs from Matt that I think will show up. And I should have included Essek in that list, but I felt like he was very fitting to be in the Mighty Nine. So, yeah, with that being said, see you guys on Friday when Critical Role finally comes back for an episode. So, see you then. Peace.